So in the future, we probably won't be using video because I done seen this option where it could just be the voice while I'm live. But today, just for today, so y'all can know a girl is okay, because we are moving into the space of not being as visual, not showing up as much physically. But there is a few things that I want to talk about today. This is going to be somewhat of a venting session. This is going to be somewhat of a, this is going to be a very transparent conversation. I may seem like I'm ignoring some people's comments. I'm glad you are here to support Purple Thought. Thank you, Leah Gang. Um, yeah, so wait a minute. Why did you time out Leah? Anadia? Cause that was a compliment, baby. But yeah, I was it. Yeah, that was a compliment. She said my skin was eating. I don't know if that was the Leah that we don't fuck with. Was that? Cause I don't think that was the Leah we don't fuck with. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to see who that is though, because that dude, that was her follower. We gotta be careful with ops. Like, we gotta be careful with ops. But in the future, let's see where it goes. Cause I'm not worried about people coming in the comment section saying, I'm not worried about people, because they're gonna be ops in the comment section. Some of them gonna be bold enough to comment, and some of them not. We're gonna have to deal with ops. But it was sus. When I saw the Leah gang, I was kind of like, Leah. So like I get it, but let's not be let's not be that trigger happy next time, okay, Prodigy? But anyway, I have some things that I want to talk about, and it's gonna be quite a few things. I'm gonna start off with, there's three major things that I want to touch on. And so if I forget any one of them, pin them in the comment section. Well, write them in the comment section so I can remember to go back to them. Purple Prodigy. So the first one is, I want to talk about the dream I had last night. So the first one is last night's dream. After last night's dream, I want to talk about holiday trauma. And that's going to be some things that have been going on with my biological family. So we got last night's dream, holiday trauma, which is the title of the video. That's about family. And the final one is the PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to do about the history of the House of Tulips, because that's coming. We're going to talk about that House of Tulips. And I'm not going to talk about the House of Tulips is in a full breakdown in this video, because I'm going to work on making sure that my thoughts are recorded and presented, because when I talk about it, um I have once again, I have been silenced in a very strategic manner, and we're not going to dig into that today, because if I dig into it today, it's not going to be enough grace. It's not going to be enough thoughtfulness. It's not going to be enough consideration, but the conversation will be had, and it will be had very soon. Very, very soon, as I am doing work between New Orleans and New York. And I am in New Orleans a lot more. I am going to speak about how I was traumatized, how I was isolated, how I was treated during the brief, and I do mean brief, during the brief moment of the House of Tulips, and the millions of dollars that went into that organization that benefited me not one iota, after all I had given to community, and not just and not just community in general, but integral members of the organization. We're gonna do a deep dive into that good House of Tulips, and we're gonna come with some receipts. But let's get back to this holiday. Let's get back to this family trauma. Let's get back to this family trauma. So the holidays, which what really moved me to do this video, what bring up trauma for a lot of us, and that is why I wanted to be visible today. That's why I wanted to be present today. That's why I wanted to make myself available, giving in-kind time and billable hours on this platform, where I come here and I try to be my authentic self, I try to be my vulnerable self, and I try to show up for, people on my platform. I know how hard the holidays are, because they're hard for me. I am triggered when people text message me and say happy Thanksgiving, when y'all know I legit don't mess with Thanksgiving. Y'all know I don't celebrate that. We were literally on the train coming from New York on Thanksgiving Day. Okay? Where were we, Purple Prodigy? What were we doing on Thanksgiving Day, Purple Prodigy? What were we doing? Were we sitting around the table eating Thanksgiving dressing and turkey and pudding? Might have had some leftover turkey from my daughter's birthday. And while I was in New York, we celebrated Bonnie's birthday. We celebrated one of my oldest children' birthday. And what I want to say about Bonnie is, me and Bonnie have a difficult relationship as mother and daughter, because we've been around each other since we both, like since I was out there, since we both was head first in the streets. And so the relationship that you have with daughters from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, compared to the relationship that you have with daughters now, my relationship with Purple Prodigy don't call me mama, although I do see her as one of my children. But I like the fact that she calls me Oracle, because I feel like Oracle is a more ancient name than mother. Empathy doesn't call me mama. Empathy calls me Mada, which is acknowledging my male and female side. And so I feel like my relationship with my mirrors, my offspring, my siblings is changing. Whereas when we first come into this, there's a hierarchy, or there's a I'm superior to you. You honor me and call me mother. And while I appreciate the term being called mother, and I get the significance of it, it is a modicum, a moniker of respect. It is a banner of respect when a child, when someone in the community calls you mother or calls you father. That is their way of showing you respect. But calling me Oracle, calling me Mada, those are terms of respect. So I know that when Prodigy calls me Oracle, that is Prodigy's way of saying, I see you as a ancient and maternal, paternal. I see you as everything. I see you like that's divine respect, right? Thank you, baby. So it is a way of showing me respect, and that's what it's about. Like, not necessarily having to be a matriarch or patriarch, but just respect. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's important. And so the relationship with me and my daughters, um, pre Katrina, the daughters that I had pre Katrina, is different from the relationship that I had with my daughters, or my offspring, or my mirrors, post Katrina. And my relationship with Bonnie, what I want people to understand is, and I don't, for people who watch the birthday highlights, for people who watch the celebration that we had for Bonnie, a lot of resources went into that, a lot of time went into that, and a lot of love went into that. And there's not one single regret that I have about it. But I want y'all to understand that, for people who know Bonnie, for people who really, 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 really know her, because she don't let everybody in her business. She's a very private person, and that's why I'm not about to get on here and go into details about her life. But for people who know her, y'all know what type of girl she is, what type of woman she is, what type of being she is. And that is why honoring her was so important to me, because I know what she is navigating. I know what she deals with on a daily, what she takes on a daily. And I know that she's at a place in her life where it's important to have community around her. It's important to have community show up for her. And she's very strong. She put on a strong, she have a strong aura, and she's very protective of her aura. But those are the ones who you have to check in on. Those are the ones you have to love on. The ones that, you know, won't let you see what's going on with them. Bonnie is a Sagittarius. And if you're a Sagittarius, I ain't even really got to say no more. If you fuck with Sagittarius, I ain't even got to say no more. You already know what's hitting for. So that was important to me, not just as a mother figure, a mentor, but that's just important to me in the type of work that I do spiritually, the type of work that I do as a practice, showing up for beings who are making their own way in this world. Okay? I'm not gonna give too much on a live, because I know people be sound biting and pulling parts to say what, to make it what they want to make it into. But just people who making their own way in this world, people who are doing what they gotta do, they need support, and a lot of us, we do the lip service and we act like we there for community, but really the goal is for everybody to assimilate, for everybody to change. And I could go so deep into that, but this is not the space for that. But I just wanted to make sure y'all understand why it was important for me to honor her, because we have lost so many in community who was in that space. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many of my sisters, so many of my daughters, you know, have been lost to institutions, have been lost, have transitioned through violence. Like, so many things have happened to our siblings and our daughters and our offspring and our mirrors that were in a certain space, or are navigating the world in a certain way, and there was a judgment. And that's not what we need. What we need is love. What we need is protection. What we need is thoughtfulness. And I'm not going to say that doesn't ever get stressful. It doesn't ever get hard. It doesn't ever get hard. It doesn't ever become complicated. It doesn't ever become challenging. You don't never get to the point to where you be ready to fight with each other and get ready to be to the point to where you ready to throw blows with each other. But that's what family is about. Family is about, even though you have pissed me off to the point to where I'm ready to punch you in your face, or you ready to punch me in mine, or we ready to roll around on the ground, is that we still not going to throw in the towel on each other. You know what I'm saying? And that brings me back to that fucking House of Tulips. But I'm not gonna talk about the House of Tulips right now. But I am gonna give me a piece of that House of Tulips, just not on this video. But I always feel like I wanna let people know what's ahead, what's down the pipe. Sometimes it gets to the point so whereas you might have friction, you may have, and my problem with the person that has really made me feel like it's important to do this presentation about the House of Tulips is the fair weatherness of it all. I don't like if it's one thing I despise is a fair weather bitch. I despise a fair weather person. I do not, if that's one thing I don't like, I do not like a person who is always preaching about loyalty, but is the least loyal. If you want to get under my skin, if you want to churn my butter, because one thing people will always be able to say about me is you knew what it was hitting for from the door. There were no surprises. There wasn't no surprise ambush. There was no, haha, I gotcha. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. If I don't like you, if I don't mess with you, you know it. It ain't gonna be no, ha ha ha, I gotcha. Y'all know on this internet who I don't mess with. Y'all know who I don't like. I don't have hate for anyone. I don't have hate for anyone. But y'all know who I don't like. Y'all know who I don't vibe with. Y'all know. Y'all know already. It's not a secret. And I've been consistent for years. Consistent. They're consistent. There's consistent receipts. There's consistency. There's no, ah ha ha, gotcha. All of a sudden. That's not my character. If I have an issue with you, if I don't like you, if I have a problem with you, you could call it crashing out. You could call it mental illness. You could call it mentally unstable. But what you can't call it is flaky and inconsistent. What you can call it is fair weather. And a lot of y'all like to say, oh, I'm being strategic. That's y'all favorite word. I'm being strategic. I'm a very strategic person, but I also pair strategy with integrity. Strategy needs to be paired with integrity. Now, when I get ready to do this video from the House of Tulips, the reason why I'm going to do it and the reason why I'm going to give you a thorough breakdown, and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned, it's going to be a thorough breakdown. And I'm going to break it down in a PowerPoint presentation. Then I'm going to go live about the PowerPoint presentation. And the reason why I'm going to do it is because the person that I'm going to be talking about, and when I get ready to do the PowerPoint, I'm going to say their name. I'm going to say her name. I'm not going to say her name in this live, but if you have any clue, you know who I'm talking about. But when I get ready to do the PowerPoint, I'm going to say her name. And when I say her name in that PowerPoint presentation, the reason why I'm going to say her name is because privately, This person has apologized to me a million times for what they have done to me and how they wronged me and the shortcomings that they made. They have never publicly apologized, but they've told me 1,000 times in private that they would publicly apologize, and they never did it. I'm still waiting on that public apology. But you could pop up at people's houses and knock on their door to fight them and all of this, but you cannot publicly apologize to the person who launched your career in this community, who first gave you a platform in this community. You cannot publicly apologize. You have not publicly apologized yet, and you have the audacity to have an attitude with me because you didn't like some things I said to you in private. You have an audacity to be shading me, acting like I need to come kiss your feet, like I need to come kiss the ring. Girl, what? But that's another video. Let's dig into this holiday trauma. Let's dig into the holiday trauma. It's time for an air out. They played in your face in private and smeared your name in public. Exactly. So I want to talk about two more things. So I done said more than I wanted to say about this House of Tulips thing, but that's coming. That's coming. That's gonna come. That's coming before. That's coming before Lay Lim Lay Lur. Before we have our anniversary celebration, because we celebrate 8 years. And let me tell you something. Lay Lim Lay Lur is about to be 8 years old. And I want y'all to understand the significance of someone who has studied numbers, of someone who is truly spiritual. 8 is the infinity symbol. And if any of y'all who follow me, who know me really, really well, you can find the infinity symbol in my art. You'll see it. Let me show you. That infinity symbol ain't hard to find in my art. Now, I'm working on a presentation right now, but this is the sweater that I had on yesterday. So, you know the infinity symbol is real for me. And you will see it in a lot of the things that I wear. You know the infinity symbol looks like the number 8. Hold on, because y'all know I got this light up here. So you can see the 8. You can see the purple 8 in the sweater. You can see the purple 8. You see the purple 8 under the eyes? You see the purple 8? That infinity symbol is in all. I use it a lot in my art. The number 8 is very, very important to me. This year, Lay Lim Lay Lur turns 8, which will mark this as an infinite. Its connection, it represents the ending and the beginning. It represents destroy and rebuild. It represents wholeness. It represents infinity. So this is a crucial winter solstice for this practice. And so right now, I got a lot going on up in here, up in my conscience, because I'm like, as a Gemini, it's hard for us to stay to commit to something outside of, our loved ones. Like, child, like I've had relationships with daughters, people that I call my children, boyfriends, husbands, that didn't last 8 years. I don't give 8 years to something that I don't have faith in, to something that doesn't mean anything. That, like, you might get 4, you might get 5, and you might get 10 or 20, because I have people in my life who've been in my life 10, 20 years, but we don't talk to each other every day. We don't talk to each other every week. We don't talk to each other every month. I have long-term relationships, but we don't fuck with each other. Like, we still cordial, we still have, like, we still civil with one another. But me being like prioritizing you and centering you, no. I have centered Laylim Layler. I have centered Purple Thought. I have centered this practice for 8 years. 8 years since 2017 as a Gemini who deals with manic depression, who deals with trauma from being black, from being trans, from being positive, from growing up in the South with limited resources, limited access. I have managed to center a practice that is not celebrated collectively, that is not celebrated by the status quo, that is in no way the standard. I have remained loyal and committed to this practice for 8 years. That's huge. That's huge. Look at that. Come on, confirmation. The damn light went out. Let me unplug this girl back up. That when I was saying that's huge, that's when damn light went out. Hold on. That was confirmation. Cause that's huge. Y'all don't, that's fucking huge. I need y'all to understand that's huge. The ancestors had the motherfucking co-sign that shit. They had denied an agreement. That's damn huge. Hold on. That's huge. 8 years? Not 3, not 4, not 5. Consistently, y'all been hearing me say Laylim Layler for 8 years. And it's been evolving. It's been expanding as a conversation, because now I'm saying Purple Thought. And that is Purple Prodigy's intellectual property. Purple Prodigy came in and morphed that shit and added another layer to it and started calling it Purple Thought. So the reason why we now call Laylim Layler Purple Thought is because the next generation of Nadia, who is 28 years old, I'm 20 years older than her. 20 years older than her. She came in and she said, it's giving Purple Thought. So she was able to take it to the next level and expand it. And so now we're leaning into the color purple. Now we're doing PowerPoint presentations. Now we're getting ready to go into taking this to another level of how we show up. And I'm always going to give people credit. I've always said the first person to say the word Laylim Layler physically was Empathy, who will also be here for the winter solstice to honor the birthday. So we have, when Laylim Layler have its 8th birthday, one of the first people to say the word is going to be here is a Gemini. The one who has been nurturing it and the one who carried it in their spiritual womb is going to be here, me. And the person who is working to taking it into the future is going to be here. It's giving you Hecate. It's giving you the maiden, the mother, and the crone. I'm the crone. Empathy is the mother. And Anadia is giving you Maiden. It's giving you T.S. Hecate. Triple Gemini. Triple Gemini, T.S. Hecate. Dog. Only way. Period. But yeah. So, I'm really excited about I'm really excited about this 8th anniversary, and I had to express that. And let's be clear, all of these things are interchangeable. At one time I've been the maiden, at one time I've been the mother, now I'm at crone status, you know what I'm saying? And at one time Empty has been the maiden, now she's moving into mother status, and now Anadia is maiden status. But I think that this shows you, like, all of us at some point will be all of them. So when I'm gone, Empathy will be the crone, Anadia will be the mother, and somebody else will be the maiden. But it's giving you very Hecate. It's giving you very Hecate. So I'm just thankful to be a part of a practice that no matter how much backlash we get, no matter the support that we don't receive from community, the love that we don't receive from community, yeah, go ahead and X that off of that. X that off of that. Yeah, get rid of that Life Daily Shorts. Go ahead and kick that up out of here, because we're not doing that devil worship, that demonic shit. Like, y'all coming up in here talking about Jesus and all that. Do that somewhere else. Do that somewhere else, because that's not even what Jesus will want. That's not what Jesus will want. You're not doing it in the name of Jesus, coming in here quoting scripture, because that's not who Jesus was. I grew up in the church. So try that somewhere else. Try that somewhere else. Cast them spells somewhere else. Go drink blood like vampires somewhere else. Go do that somewhere else. Go practice cannibalism and drink blood somewhere else. Y'all over there eating the body and drinking the blood. Y'all cannibalists and vampires. Do that somewhere else, fat. Do that somewhere else, fat. We don't do cannibalism here, and we don't drink each other blood over here. Don't come for me, and I won't send for you, Pooh. Nobody is on here condemning Christianity. Nobody is on here putting Christianity down. The golden rule said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And when you do that, everything else gonna fall into place. All of that other fluff that y'all going off of with all them scriptures in the Bible, miss me with that. Because the golden rule was, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat folks how you want to be treated. That's period. All that other shit y'all doing, miss me with it. Miss me with it. Miss this whole platform with it. Because your spells have no power here. Gualala fitun babosa yaktao. No power here. They fall like empty curses, and we cast them back into the sea of nothingness from which they came, bitch. You are a shadow. You are a ghost. You are a phantom, and you do not exist here. You are not real, Pooh. You are not real, Pooh. You are not real, Pooh. You are a phantom. You are a ghost, bitch. Now, as I was saying, we practice wholeness over here. This is not about condemnation. There's room for Christianity. There's room for you to practice that. I've always tried to make space for Christians, but what you will not do is come up in here trying to swing your Jesus is Lord dick around. Sucking on the big cock of Christ. That's what you will not do. You will not knock mama down. You will not push mother down so that you can get on your knees and suck a patriarchal dick. That's the problem with society now. Y'all so dick hungry. Y'all so busy trying to put a big old spiritual dick in your mouth that you disrespecting Mother Earth. That's the problem now. Imbalance. You ain't doing this in the name of Jesus. You doing it in your own name, for your own glory, for your own narcissism. Because we all fall short of the glory of the divine. We are all works in progress. We are all on the potter's wheel. And that energy that you take in the type, comments, trying to pretend like you repping the Bible, which was created by a homosexual. King James was homosexual. And the fruits of that is still shown today. You got Donald Trump speaking against homosexuality. Meanwhile, they saying that he was giving Bubba head. Y'all still doing the same stuff all these hundreds of years later. A closeted man created the Bible, a closeted elite. A closeted, elitist, power-hungry narcissist created the Bible, and now you got another closeted, elitist, narcissistic, egotistical tyrant maintaining the Bible. And you bitches still going for it. Girl, miss me with the bullshit. Y'all coming on here quoting that Bible like that Bible got power when it is really legit. Then this is the gag. Y'all always want us to feel sorry for down low people, but down low is the reason for our oppression. The only reason y'all want to protect down low men is because the down low men is what's funding you. That's why the girls say protect, stop telling them, don't tell their business, because they're funding you. Y'all love having a in the closet sugar daddy. You love having somebody in the closet oppressing you. You love being oppressed by a closet ass nigga. And when I say the N word, I'm talking about all of them. White, black, Mexican, Jew, Hispanic, all of them. Y'all love being oppressed by your closet. Y'all love it. Long as he giving you a check. And I'm not bound by that. I'm not bound by that. Ain't no closet man. Ain't no man in the closet about his sexuality. You can't buy me because I have integrity. I'm not protecting you because you're not protecting me. I'm not protecting you. Protecting toxic DO men keeps this simulation intact. Exactly. As long as that hush money deposit come through, then it's all good. Exactly. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's not what we're doing over here in Purple Nation. I'm not micromanaging you. That's why I don't jump on live speaking on everything. That's why these lives are few and far in between. That's why I don't go live all the time. Cause the system gonna do what it's gonna do. And what Bell Hooks said, patriarchy don't have a gender. Patriarchy does not have a gender. It's people with vaginas upholding it. It's people with handmade vaginas upholding it. It's people that was born with penises upholding it. It's people that's getting rid of their penises. It's all kind of people upholding patriarchy. Patriarchy does not have a gender. Which brings me to before I get into the dream, because I'm a wrap it up with the dream. But I want to talk a little bit about some trauma that I have been experiencing. And I'm working on this trauma. So when my cousin Natasha passed, who was my favorite cousin in this life, my favorite cousin. And I feel like I know that I shouldn't blame myself, but I think it's human nature to blame yourself, and I'm having a human experience. I feel like I should have been there more for her when I realized she had cancer. I feel like I should have went home when I found out she had cancer. My cousin she used to like to play in the snow. She used to like to drink. And I am not a person who would judge that, because if you know me, you know I've slipped and fell in the snow a numerous amount of times. I enjoy a cocktail quite often. Playing in the snow has never been the thing that took me down though. Like, cause I done took a magical carpet ride, and y'all know magical carpet ride mean when you make it hard and you put it on a pipe, and you do it that way. Now I ain't never shot it up, I ain't never put it on no needle, but I have smoked it and I have snorted it. And so I ain't gonna never judge nobody who have uh uh who have snorted it a lot. The only time I have some things to say is when you're snorting it so much that it's stopping you from doing the things that are important to you, or it's throwing you off balance mentally. Like you're not able to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish mentally, because, or emotionally, like you're not taking care of yourself. Because using things in a medicinal way, using things in a way that help you to, because some people have pain in their body. For some people, it unlocks doors for them. For some people, it helps them to focus. It helps their spark their creativity. For some people, it helps them to be social because they're introvert. So using it in moderation, and not allowing it to consume you. Because if you use it too much, it creates like this bipolar thing where when you're not on it, you're bitter, you're mad, you're tired, you're exhausted, you don't want to be bothered because it's draining you. And so when you start to use it in a way that is no longer healthy, that's when maybe I might have some pushback, or I might want to offer, some feedback and just, give you some loving critiques. But me just saying, you shouldn't be doing that, that's wrong. Baby, we all doing things we shouldn't be doing. Some of us eat too much. Some of us shop too much. Some of us too invested in capitalism. Some of us too invested in patriarchy. Some of us are messy. Some of us are steal too much. Some of us lie too much. Some of us have sex with too many people, and they're doing too many energetic exchanges with the wrong people. Like, we all got things that we need to work on. And so my only issue becomes is when you getting so carried away that it is consuming you, and it is not working towards you healing, or you being the greatest version of yourself. So I said all that to say, I didn't go back home because I didn't know if I was going to judge my cousin or if I was going to enable my cousin. Part of it was me not trusting myself. Am I finna go home and harm her more? or if I'm finna go home and harm myself more. And that's something that I have to live with because my cousin is no longer here. Um, I'm thankful, and I think to a point, I think when it got to a certain point, it was about pain management for her because I can't imagine the pain her body was in, when the cancer started spreading in her body. And she had gave birth to 5 children. I don't know what type of toll that took on her body. And so I think at some point it just became about pain management. But I'm just glad that I was there to hear my cousin say, I love you one last time, to hold her hand when she was leaving this world. Because if I would have missed, if I would have missed her last breath, if I would not have been able to be there when my cousin was leaving this world, I would have been no more good after that. This brain already be checking out. It be, child, I need more time. I need time to myself. I need time to pull it together. I need time to find clarity. I need time for peace. I need more time to myself. I need more time to myself. And if my cousin would have left this world without me getting to hold her hand, without me getting, and that's how I know. That's how I know. Nobody can convince me. Like none of these fake Christians, none of these fake self-righteous people. That's why none of y'all can come in here and say things to tear me down or to trick me into believing that I am not loved because my cousin waited for me. My cousin laid on that bed and suffered and was in pain and waited for me before she left. She suffered and she laid, and I don't even know if that's the type of strength I would have, but she waited for me. And that's loyalty. That's loyalty. So I say this to say when when my cousin when my cousin passed, I lost the cousin on my daddy's side. So y'all know I got two daddies. And we ain't did no blood tests. I know who my biological daddy is. But the man who protected me, the man who showed up for me, the man who offered me wisdom and advice, the man who's opened his home to me more than I can. I am so blessed to be a trans person. It was not a crystal stare. We had our issues, we had our problems, but I will never deny either of my fathers. I am so blessed to have two daddies, and I don't want a blood test. I think I know who my biological daddy is, but I don't care. Because one dad has offered me understanding, and wisdom with words, but one daddy has made sure that I never had to walk nowhere. When I was in town, I always had transportation. Have pull guns on dudes behind playing with me. Have lifted me up, protected me, have just poured into me. Like I've been blessed to have two father figures in my life that have just given different things to me. And so I love both of my daddies. And I'm thankful. And for me to be the type of being that I am, for me to be the type of being that I am and show up in what type of way I can, that's why I would never deny the Father. but you will never make me put down my mama. And that's why Purple Thought is important. I will never deny the father, but I also will never put down my mother. And so I'm thankful to have two fathers. And I also had two mothers because my grandma adopted me. I've just had so many people to be a part of my life and to pour into me and to bless me. That's why I honor my mothers and my fathers. I had Hilbert Lewis a part of my life. Later on, Michael Andrews was a part of my life. Cedric Clark, even though he put me through a lot, he was a part of my life. These was all father figures. Eula Mae Bristol was my grandmother and my mama. Julie Marie Jackson's my grandmother and my mama. Dee Dee Chambly is my trans mama. Gina Brown is one of my mothers in the community that helped me to navigate being positive. I've had so many mothers and fathers. Precious, who then left and went to the other side, Tiffany Fox, was one of my first mamas. I acknowledge all of my mothers and my fathers, whether they trans, whether they cis, whether they straight. I acknowledge my mothers and fathers. That's why you will never make me not acknowledge my heritage. You'll never make me put down acknowledging the masculine and the feminine, because I've had so many to pour into me that have kept me alive, that have kept me going. But at the same time, I'm going to call a spade a spade. So getting back to this holiday trauma. So when I lost my cousin, Natasha, when my cousin passed, my cousin who lives in Oklahoma, Kia, and I hope she see this. My cousin who lived in Oklahoma wanted to come stay at my house in New York, for because she had a concert to go to. Now my cousin Kia, on my daddy's side, because most of them boys, so she like the only girl. There's other girls, but Kia a little bit more. I always gravitate to the black sheep. So Kia the black sheep. Kia do things that the other family members don't do. Because the other family members, they try to act bougie and they try to act like, they... Hey, is this on? God, I got some green shit on. That's some cereal. That's some cereal, y'all. But the other family try to act bougie. Like they don't do this and they don't do that and they don't fuck with this and they don't fuck with that. So Kia not like that. Kia is down to earth. Kia hood. Kia like to have fun. Kia like to drink. Kia smoke. Kia like to go to the casino. So when I be in town, me and Kia be Molly Perkins said, bless your best. You gotta bless your best. That's that cousin. And me and Nene had the similar energy on my mama's side of the family. Like we was the black sheeps of the family on my mama's side. Like we got high, we partied, we went out, we clubbed, we did all that. So Kill was that on my daddy's side, my first cousin on one of my daddy's side, and Nene was my first cousin on my mama's side. So when Nene was leaving this earth, I had to leave to go to New Orleans so that I could be there for my cousin who was leaving this world. Kia wanted to go to a concert in New York. She wanted to go to a concert in New York, and she didn't have no money because she mismanaged funds. So she didn't, and that's the only thing she had to contribute. The friend who she was coming up with, who happened to be another Gemini, but see, the friend who she ride with, she know Kia gonna drive, so she ain't gotta worry about driving. She know Kia gonna hype everything up. She know Kia gonna be fun. And she know Kia a protected spirit. So she know Kia gonna fight. She know Kia gonna drive. And she know Kia gonna keep it crunk. That's what you can count on my cousin for. My cousin gonna drive. My cousin gonna hype that shit up. And my cousin gonna pull niggas because she's sexy. And she gonna motherfucking, she gonna be ready to fight if shit go down. She gonna have your back. She ain't no scary bitch. But she may not have a coin. She may not have no money. Because she do have children that she take care of. She do have bills she have to take care of. And she do like to have her little fun. So she may not have any money to contribute to the trip. Now the other friend ain't got no children, and got a good job. So she gonna have the resources to make everything happen. So Kia is like, well, I'm supposed to let Kia stay at my house while I'm out of town, but I got 2 cats. And Kia don't like animals. Kia is a neat freak. A neat freak. Everything have to be just so for her. You can eat off the floor at her house. That bitch see a crumb of dust on the floor, she gonna be ready to fight because it's a crumb of dust on the floor. She gonna make a big old scene over a crumb of dust on the floor. So you already know when you go to her house, you gonna be able to eat off the floor. I don't give a fuck how much that bitch smoke, how much she drank, you gonna be able to eat off the floor at her house. Period. You can eat off the floor at her house. So she don't like animals. She don't like pets. She don't like dogs. She don't like cats. She feel like all of that is fur and dust and nastiness. You know, like she don't like none of that. So so I have 2 cats. I am not fisting to mistreat my cats because you don't like animals. And if I'm not there to balance that out, then girl, no, you can't come to my house while I'm not there. It's no tea, no shade. You always welcome when I'm home, girl. But ma'am, I have 2 fur babies. They're not about to be in a cage for you, blood or not. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm not mistreating my cats because you my blood cousin. Because you my first cousin, bitch. No. That's their house too. So I already knew what she was gonna give. And let's be clear, I've never went to go and stay at her house while she was out of town. Anytime I've ever went to see her, she was there. Anytime I ever went to see her, she was there. And I came to see her. I didn't come because I wanted to go to a concert with one of my girlfriends. I came to see my family. Period. I came to see my family. Now, conveniently, every time this bitch comes see me, it's always something going on. Like when she came to see me in New Orleans, the Essence Festival's coming on. Now I got an apartment in New York. You come to see me, you want to go to a concert, and you want to use my house as a bachelorette pad while I'm out of town grieving my cousin, and and I know you was gonna take my cats and put them in a fucking cage. So I said no. I told her where the nearest hotel room was. Mind you, this bitch still owed me $125. Mind you. After I grieved my cousin, after I finished grieving my cousin, I come back home. And I'm still waiting for her to reach out because I know she's seen the post on social media because me and her both post on Instagram a lot. So when I come back home, I'm waiting for her to say, "Hey, cousin, I see you lost your cousin on your mama's side. My heart goes out to you. I can't believe you had to go through that. I love you so much, cousin." It would have meant a lot to me because this is one of my favorite cousins on one of my dad's side of the family. This is one of my this is probably like next to Nene on my dad's side of the family. This is one of my favorite cousins. If this is the favorite cousin out of this particular family, this was the favorite cousin. So I done spent the night by her house. I done made space for her children when her children came to visit me. I done hosted her child, made sure her child had somewhere to stay. Like I've given advice and wisdom because she have a trans child. So I've really, really poured into her. And so the fact that she was not able to be there for me during a time of such heavy grief really, really, really messed with me. Like mentally, like it really, really messed with me. So she gonna message me back and say, I realize I can't stay by your house unless I'm trans. I realize you don't fuck with me unless I'm trans. Bitch, you done came and stayed at my house before when I was in New Orleans. Because I wouldn't let you come stay at my house while I was out of town grieving my cousin. So you could be there. First of all, how was I even gonna leave you my key? Cause you was leaving before, you was coming down after I was gone. I left days before, a week before you made it to New York. So what I was gonna do, leave my key in the mailbox in New York? I was gonna put my key under the rug in the Bronx and trust that everything was gonna be fine with my key sitting outside so you could come and neglect my pets for a few days while you run the streets and go to the bitch. You got me fucked up. You got mad because I chose my daughter, Bonnie, to come watch my house while I was gone because I know Bonnie is a cat person. I knew my cats was going to be safe. And I knew Bonnie was going to respect my house. I know Bonnie have respect for my spiritual practice. Because the house is my sanctuary. You was about to bring your Father, God, King Jesus, worshiping ass up in there and put my cats in cages. And you think that the reason why you couldn't come to my house while I wasn't there was because you not trans. No, bitch, it's because that house is a sanctuary. It's a safe space for people who are in line with what the fuck I'm doing. And it doesn't mean you're not welcome. It just means when you're there, I need to be there too to balance out the energy. Like I said, patriarchy doesn't have a gender. Which brings me to the story that I want to tell y'all about. So I titled this video holiday trauma and holiday trauma and a 6'3" trans woman. Now we finna get to the reason why I titled it the 6'3" trans woman. So I started fasting from weed and alcohol again because Aval finished my dress. This dress was handmade for me. Well, it wasn't handmade. It was sewn for me, and it doesn't have a zipper on it. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see the whole dress because the dress is that big. Let's see if I can show y'all the whole dress. Hold on. So I still gotta add the cape to it, but I'm gonna stand up in the bed so y'all can try to see the dress. Okay, this is the dress. This is the dress for Laylim Laylar 8th birthday. Now it got a hood on it. I love this hood. That hood is so sickening. But wait a minute. So this is, so you can't see the bottom of it, but the bottom got this little flourish in it. But it's so cute. But this bitch don't have a zipper on it, right? And it's like exact fit and a few pounds. So in order for it look kind of wide, but you know once the ass and the hips and everything go in it, the bitch don't have no give. So everything is proportioned. Like my breast, my ass, my hips. So you can't really see the curve now. It just look like it's just wide going down. But trust me, if you know anything about sewing, you know once I put all this in there, bitch. So, but yeah, so this the bottom part, just like I asked with the little flounce in it. And then I'm gonna have this as like, I'm gonna put a cape, I'm gonna add a cape to it. So this is gonna be like my cape material, but it is so pretty. Like you can see, You could see the flowers in it, like the flowers going all the way down there. Like the material is so beautiful. Like the material alone, I spent like $100 on just the material. And so the fact that, the fact that this was made for me by somebody that I love, they made it specifically for me. And the first time I wore like a rough draft of the dress, I wore an unfinished version of the dress. Yeah, I wore a unfinished version. Okay, it's still. Can you hear me now? Yeah, it muted when it failed. So my stubborn ass was like, chill. My stubborn ass was like, I didn't want to put no. Yeah, I didn't want to put no. I didn't want to put no zipper in the dress because I want to lose the weight because the dress is exact fit, which is still like bigger than my regular body weight. So the biggest that I typically get is like between 212 and 225. Like that's the heaviest that I get. I'll get 212, 225. Right now, I think I'm at like 220, 221. I'm right up in there somewhere. So a girl have been cutting up. A girl have been eating. I'm 5'8", and I'm probably like 212, 220. But I tend to carry the weight in my face, my titties, and my hips and ass. I mostly carry weight there, but I will get a little stomach. But for the most part, it go in my titties, my face, my titties, and my hips and my ass. So I'll be able to get the dress to here, or if I'm trying to pull it up this way, it'll stop in my ass because I carry a lot of weight in my hips and ass. So I get real, real hippie and real, real assy. I start getting real, real wide when I be eating a lot. So I won't be able to get the dress all the way down if I don't stop putting so much shit in my face. So Evolve was like, well, I could make a zipper in the dress so you'll be able to get into it. And I was like, no, I don't want no zipper. That's my challenge to myself. So I have I'm wearing the dress on the 20th. I'm wearing it on December the 20th. We're having a 2-day event. It was gonna be a big event. It's not gonna be a big event anymore. Because Bonnie's birthday party was amazing, but it did take a lot out of me. Bringing all those people together, and for me now, bringing 10 to 12 people together because I bring people that I really legit mess with, like people that I know, people that I've worked with, people that I have relationships with. I don't do random, oh girl, I just met you, girl, come on. Like I don't do people like that. That's not my vibe. I try to bring together people who I really want to build with and people who I really want to have community together. And so when you get invited to an event that I'm doing, I trust you In some way our values align, in some way we're working towards the same way, we're working towards the same things. And so it takes a lot of intentionality when you're creating space like that. So I was going to try to have another event this month where I was going to invite a lot of people that I feel like that with in New Orleans, because the Laylim Layler 8th anniversary event is going to be in Louisiana, but it's going to be very exclusive. It's going to give you very much the power of three, very much Trinity. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be me, Empathy, and a Nadia. Me, Empathy, and Purple Prodigy. All three of us claim Purple Nation, claim Laylim Layler. That is our spirituality. That is our spiritual practice. And that's who's gonna be there. It's not At first I was gonna try to make it, if you don't believe in anything, if you're a Christian, no matter what your belief is, you're welcome to come. If I fuck with you, you can still come. No. This is the 8th anniversary of Laylim Layler. I need to be really intentional about who gets to share in that celebration. I need to be really intentional. No tea, no shade. I don't have time to be around people who are not in that place of honoring Laylim Layler and being 100% invested. I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to be sorry. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, but if, nah, I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm being really intentional about the people who will be at the 8th anniversary celebration of Laylim Layler is 10 toes down, 100% committed to building Laylim Layler, Purple Nation, wholeness, 100%, 10 toes down. Because that's the type of intentions this baby deserves. Laylim Layler, Purple Thought deserves that on their 8th birthday. So anyway, but we will share it. It will be recorded. There will be recorded festivities, and there will be private sacred moments that will not be recorded. Everything will not be recorded. It's like they say, the revolution will not be televised. Some of it will be public, some of the rituals, some of the art that's created, some storytelling, some of that will be made public, some of that will be shared, but a lot of it is going to be very sacred, and it's going to be very exclusive, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is, and I'm not making no apologies for that. It is what it is. We all have choices. We make our choices. I'm not fixing to be around here spending money and paying to bring people in who have not shown that type of commitment and consistent and loyalty. I'm not going to be around here hair falling out my head and stress eating because I'm trying to make space for people who have not been invested and committed. I'm not doing that no more. And if that makes the number smaller, it makes the number smaller, because at the end of the day, this still benefits people who have not been doing the work. This practice benefits people who have not been doing the work still. It gives other people a different perspective. It expands their thought. It definitely is shifting consciousness. I can see it on TikTok. I just started my TikTok last year and I almost have 1,100 followers. And I can't tell you how many trans people have jumped into my DM saying, thank you for your perspective. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for what you're putting out there. Thank you for your content. Thank you for your storytelling. I can't tell you how many people this perspective has blessed. How many is enlightened? How many have told me how I opened up their mind? I done seen girls in the comment section with the emoji where the head is blown off the top. Cause I'm freeing these children from the box with this message. Billable hours. In-kind service. So no, the 8th anniversary of Laylim Layler will not be, hey, you could come. It will not be that. It will be the ones who have been showing consistency and loyalty. And regardless as to what I've been going through with empathy, the problems that we've had, she may get quiet and not say lay lim lay lur from time to time, but she's always been it. She ain't never went back to Christianity. She ain't never went back to Father God, King Jesus, won't he do it? She may get quiet, but even now when she says TS, she says that stands for two spirit. She's always consistently honored the mother and the father. So I'm not going to fall out with her and say she shouldn't be there or she shouldn't have a part in it. And she's already got her purple gown. I seen it. Oh yeah. And I gotta say, y'all, if y'all saw the birthday cake for Bonnie birthday celebration, I gotta give a shout out to my daughter Pernisha, my daughter Camille. She made that cake. That cake was sickening. Did y'all see that beautiful cake? That cake looked like it came from a store. That cake looked like somebody designed it. Shout out to my daughter Camille. Made that bitch from scratch. Designed and decorated that bitch herself. She did her big one on that cake, and that cake tasted good as hell. She did her big one on that cake, honey. She did her big one. And when I asked her to be in charge of the cake, I already knew she was going to do her big one. And she did her big one. But yeah, so let me get back to the 6'3" training. So, I was just talking to Evolve and Yahoo and them, because right now I'm back in New Orleans. I'm back at the Deep Space Craft. And oh my goodness. So I'm dreaming again. And if anybody who follows the platform and knows me, y'all know when I stopped smoking weed, I was trying to see my other dress. Oh, this is my other dress. So I bought this offline. So y'all gonna see me in this too. Y'all know I'm gonna start wearing purple a lot more. She kind of basic, but I still love the way she look. And Yahoo and them gave me this. They found this for me at a thrift store. I love this girl. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Wait, hold on. Girl, yes to the Purple Nation, girl. For the Purple Nation, girl. For the Purple Nation. Yes. Very much Purple Witch, Purple Wiccan, Purple Sorceress. I don't know if she matched this though. I don't know if these two purples match. But it ain't never stopped me before. She don't necessarily match this neither. It's a very different shade of purple. Yeah, she don't match none of these purples. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave this one because I like my little purple head. But I wanted to tell y'all, in closing, I want to tell y'all the story about the 6'3" trans woman. So I had a dream last night, and I haven't been dreaming. I smoke weed because I don't like to dream, right? I don't like to have dreams because when I used to like work regular jobs, it would be so taxing to like have a dream and then wake up and to have to go and navigate society after I done had this after I done had like this really really vivid dream that took me on this journey and had me feeling all of these different feelings, right? So last night I dreamed about a trans woman who was the moon goddess, who was channeling moon goddess energy. So the trans woman was on release from a prison program. They were doing time in prison, and the trans woman was embodying like the moon goddess. So the trans woman was in this. They were in like this kiddie pool, but the kiddie pool was deep. Like the kiddie pool had to been like it was made circular like a kiddie pool, but it had to been at least I want to say like 3 feet, 3 or 4 feet deep because it came almost to the waist of both of the beings who were in the kiddie pool. So the 6'3", 6'3" to 6'5" trans person that was in the pool was kind of flat chested and had on this dress that matched the water, like it was like this sky blue dress, and you could see like how it was going down like this, and you could see that the chest was almost flat, kind of cut, almost muscular, like, and there was some indication of chest hair, like some light chest hair, some long skinny arms, and the being was tall, and they had a nice body, some nice legs, a smaller waist, and their torso kind of protruded outward, and there was a flatness in the chest, and it was a between a lean, thick. They were kind of lean, thick, and muscular at the same time. Very, very tall. The booty was kind of like the booty wasn't fat, but the booty was kind of like there. It was cakey, but it wasn't like plow cakey. It was like, you know, it was like a 2 layer cake, not necessarily like a 3 or 4 layer cake. It was like a 2 layer cake. So they was caking, but it wasn't heavy cake. Okay, and so they were holding this other being who was masculine but young. So I've been watching a lot of like content where they've been having like moon goddesses in it. And so the trans person who was 6'3" was wearing this headpiece that had horns, and the horns were like this moon color, blue color, and they were looking at this other being and holding this other being by their head, and they were like they was kissing them, but they wasn't kissing them, like they were showering them with affection and looking them in their eyes, and they were towering over them and looking down at them and holding them as they were kissing them and stuff. And in the dream, I knew they were channeling moon goddess energy because the water looked at, like, when they were in this little kiddie pool, it was shaped like a circle, which is the moon. It was like this light glowy color, like the moon. Like the water, it looked at like they were standing in a moon, standing in a blue moon, like literally, it was beautiful the way that the light was hitting it in my dream. So after they finished doing the ritual in the pool, I had a chance to talk to the trans person, and I told the trans person, um, I said, I could tell you was from New Orleans because the way that you were moving in the water when they was dancing and when they was, rapping the person, showing them affection, it was almost giving like they was about to break out into a little mild wobble, like they was about to, throw them cakes in a circle. And so from me seeing the movement, I was able to determine that the trans person was from New Orleans. Obviously, it was a black trans person, and that they were from New Orleans. And when I told them that, they immediately felt comfortable. And even though they were on a prison release program, they still, for some reason, had access to a scrapbook. So they started showing me like a scrapbook, and it was so crazy because in the scrapbook, because this is a dream, I was able to see um versions of them that were still versions, and also versions of them where they were actively moving. And so one of the things that I began to ask the trans person was how far they were in their transition. I started to ask them, no, at first I asked them how old they were. And that was the first question. I asked them how old they were. And then the second question I asked them was, how long had they been transitioning? When a person who is in my level of transition ask a person like that who ask a person like that who looks like they're early in transition, and I'm using quotation marks because this is for me to hold myself accountable about something that I discovered in the dream. We tend to ask people who we feel like are in early phases of transition. We tend to ask them how long have they been transitioning, um like, when did they start. So if we feel like, subconsciously, if we feel like they are not far enough in their physical transition and we're trying to get a gauge, we start asking questions, because a lot of times we're trying to see how invested they are in that physical part of their transition, how far, and we'll start speaking things over them like, oh, you'll be cute if you do this, or oh, you need to get this done, or oh, you need to get that done. And it really, really, like, the dream helped me to unpack so much, because immediately in the dream, when I could feel that this person was getting offended by what I was asking and the things that I was saying. And the interesting part was, I wasn't questioning them for the reason that they thought I was questioning them. I was questioning them because I saw a being who is still able to receive male privilege. I saw a being who, with a few small changes, could still access male privilege and could still benefit from patriarchy. So, because I saw a being who was capable of that, my reason for asking the questions that I asked was to find out their commitment, not to their physical transition. I'm going to say that again for the slow people. Not to their physical transition, but to their mental transition. Where are you in honoring the mother and the father, not just that you came from, but that exist in you? The brother and the sister, the masculine and the feminine. Where are you in that process? Where are you in honoring those dynamics within yourself? A good practice is to honor those that came before you, so that you can remember that that exists within you. And so my line of questioning was about acknowledging, okay, I see a being who can physically still benefit from male privilege. I see a being who can still benefit from patriarchy. So where are you mentally? Where are you mentally in your transition? Not where are you physically? And the reason why that dream was powerful is because she was silent. She was on it. She was like, I see why you questioning me. And she felt the attack was about her physical transition. She felt like I was coming for her physical transition with the questions that I was asking her. But then when I responded back quickly in the dream without even having to think about it, this is a dream, and I'm responding back so quickly. No, I'm not asking you these questions because I think that you need to go and get your breasts bigger, or I feel like you need to go and get laser done, or I feel like you need to be moaned out, or I'm trying to direct you to a seal lady. I'm asking you these questions because I'm trying to figure out where you are in your mental transition. Because you are playing a beautiful role in my dream. You have been given the opportunity to portray the moon goddess. Where are you mentally with understanding the responsibility that comes with these opportunities? Where are you mentally? What does that work look like? How is that showing up in your practices? How does that show up? How does that translate in your spirituality? How is that translating to the people that you're building relationships with? How does that translate in your relationships with people in community? How are you mirroring that? How are you modeling that? That's a greater conversation. And a lot of times there's a friction, there's an animosity, there's an unspoken turbulence that exists between trans femmes who are softer physically, aesthetically, who have advanced more in their physical appearance, and trans femmes who are still in a certain place in their physical transition. And what we have to understand is that turbulence creates this dynamic that makes it okay, that justifies beings who are not that far in their physical transition with defaulting into aligning with patriarchy. And because there is no one challenging the ones who are physically transitioning so that they can be a subordinate to the patriarch, so that they can pretend to be the rib, my God is God on today, so that they can pretend to be the helpmate, my God is God on today. There's no one challenging them either. And so you have these beings who are not physically transitioning, who are not in a certain place physically, defaulting because they're being rejected by the ones who are physically transitioning, but both of them are in service to the patriarch. My God is God on today. Both sides are giving halfling energy. My God is God on today. And so the conversations that need to be had the most are not being had. And that was the clarity that that dream gave me. And that is why Laylim Layler, that is why Purple Thought will continue to do the work that it does, will continue to show up the way that we show up. And as I double back around, coming back around to the House of Tulips, the person, I remember one time they said a lot of ugly things to me, which we gonna get into in that PowerPoint presentation. But one of the things that they said when they were reading me was, it ain't but one person in your group. It ain't but one. You had many in the House of Tulips. You had many that was a part of the organization of that. You had many that contributed to the work. And yet, Laylim Layler, New Legacy, Purple Thought has reached more, has lasted longer, has been more consistent with a snoobit of the resources that organization had. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for one, that would have never been. Because this work impacted the work that made that work possible. And this work is still going, and that work is and that had millions invested into it. And where is it now? My God is God on today. And so when people try to say when people try to read this work and say that it's only one, some of y'all have 100. Some of y'all have 50 to 100. But I would take one solid, committed, loyal, dedicated, truthful, compassionate person over 50 of you that's just waiting on a check. That's just there for a come up. Quality over quantity has always been the mission, has always been the assignment. Quality The reason why a lot of times it's only been me is because I will not let disloyal people benefit from the fruit that will come from this tree that has been put into the ground. I will keep the weeds out of this garden. So if you see just me, that's because I had to get out there with that machete and cut some weeds out. And so when you see people start coming, when you see beings start coming, it's because I wasn't afraid to stand alone. It wasn't just about numbers and attention. Because when your intentions are not in a line, it's not going to last. It's going to flop. It's going to fizzle. And we're going to get into that more in the PowerPoint presentation. We're gonna fully break that down. We're gonna fully unpack that. Amen, they want me. We had to dive deep in the waters instead of playing and gyrating in the soul. Where the resources at after all the millions. I love you, Prodigy. Well, let me get my candle. Prodigy, you be here for it, don't you? But maybe you here for everything. That's what I gotta give you. You ain't just here for the mess. You here for the work too. Now that's what I'm gonna give you. You love you gonna talk about it. But you also gonna do the work too. It's about balance, baby. Woo-wee. Yeah, I'm on this space for everything. Exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and pin that. Okay. So the candle is lit. During this time, we are dealing with grief from having to sever ourselves from traditions that are harmful. Feeling like the outsider, feeling left out, feeling abandoned, feeling alone. And sometimes it's hard when you feel alone, and it's just easier to just fall into habit and fall into communities that are not there to uplift our dream for tomorrow. And I want to say I'm thankful to the deep spacecraft. I'm thankful to the Laylim Layler Sanctuary in New York. I'm thankful to all of the bodies and the souls who come around and create that ecosystem, that solar system. I'm thankful for your love and your energy. I'm even thankful for the haters who challenge us and keep motivating us to keep building and healing. But I'm thankful to be in a space where I could wake up and not have to worry about how I'm going to eat, not have to worry about how I'm going to make it, and to be in this space of being able to dream again, because at one time it was painful to dream because I had to get out there and work a job and be around people that I really did not sincerely want to be around. And so to be in this space in my life to wake up around people who I really, 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 really fuck with has given me the opportunity to be able to dream again, to feel safe dreaming again. Because who wants to have a nightmare and then wake up to a daymare? My God, is God on today. Did you hear what I said? Who wants to have a nightmare and wake up to a daymare? So I'm thankful that I can dream again and begin to envision a world, begin to envision a reality that moves beyond where we are now. And I can invest my energy into that world of that dream world and wake up and move about through this day peacefully. So I thank you, ancestors. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you to the bloodline and the lineage of Uhuru, the bloodline and the lineage of Evolve, the bloodline and the lineage of Anadia, the bloodline and the lineage of empathy, the bloodline and the lineage of Pernisha, the bloodline and the lineage of Bonnie, the bloodline and the lineage of Sultana, the bloodline and the lineage of Safari, the bloodline and the lineage of all of those who consistently come around me and show up for me. I am so thankful for you. I am thankful for the heart of the Purple Nation, for those who really, really support this nation, who really, really support this work, who are really, really consistently. I'm thankful for my online family and my online community who have continued to uplift me and continue to uplift this work and continue to show up for me. I pray right now prosperity. I pray right now peace. I pray right now resilience. I pray right now endurance. I pray right now faith, continued hope, and no lack or limitation over your mind. I pray right now that you're built for the storms, you're built for the issues, you're built for the challenges, and that they don't break you, and that you find the greatest version of yourself inside of those challenges and those difficulties. I pray for the bloodline and the lineage of Kevin Wendell. I pray for the bloodline and the lineage of Aurora Monroe. I pray for your bloodline and your lineage. I pray for the bloodline and the lineage of Octavia Lewis. I pray for the bloodline and the lineage of my mother and my father and my sisters and my cousins, both biological and trans. Keon, Shell, Tisha, I pray for your bloodline and your lineage, and I pray for your offspring, and I pray that they continue to endure and thrive and find strength in the darkest moments, find clarity in the chaos. I pray that overflow continues to overflow. I pray that prosperity is like a waterfall in your life, gushing. Thank you. I pray for my elder sister Lynn, a shift in consciousness, a shift in service, a shift in attitude, a shift in gratefulness, and that it aligns with the gift that she has been given of strength and beauty. And I pray that she flourishes in that shift. For all the ancestors who are guiding us from the other side, who are guiding us from the celestial plane, who are sending energy, who are sending prayers. I love you and I thank you and I honor you. I honor you today. Bless you. Bless you. PE13251609A. We release patriarchy. We forgive our forefathers for this prison that they've created for us. And those forefathers who want to be released, we forgive you and we release you. We forgive you. Now release the mother and share that power with the divine feminine. Share space with the divine feminine. We forgive you, we release you, we free you. And we seal it with that. That was my sushi money. Let me stop being petty. Thank you, God, goddess. Amen. And woman, lay them, lay low. Me. Stop. I'm okay, ancestors. All right, I'm sorry. I was having a moment. Let me stop. All right, I'm okay. I listen. Like, all right. I love y'all. We get ready to wrap this live up. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one. When I come back, we coming back with the PowerPoint presentation for the House of Tulips, and we will continue to give you up to the minute updates of what's going on in Purple Nation. Currently, Anadia is Purple Prodigy is working on the podcast. We're continuing to build the Laugh channel. I will put the link to the Laugh Productions page in this comment section because we will be phasing out of being as active on this page as we are focusing on building the page of the future for the next generation. This platform has been about the process, it's been about the healing, it's been about the journey. I will still be active on this page the rest of this year, although a shutdown is coming around the 20th of December where I will not be active on TikTok, Instagram. I will not be active on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram for at least a month. Like probably from December the 20th to probably like January the 20th for at least a month. I want to give myself 30 days, no Instagram, no Facebook, maybe 40, but it's a fast is coming from social media just so I could take time to care for myself, love on myself because I don't celebrate these holidays on the Gregorian calendar. So I will not be posting for Christmas. I don't want to see what y'all doing for Christmas. I don't care. I don't care. Laylim Layler's birthday is on Christmas Day, but we gonna get it out the way on the 20th so we could let y'all have Christmas. Let y'all do what y'all want to do for those of you who celebrate Christmas. For New Year's, we will not be honoring this New Year's because as far as the nation is concerned, the new year begins when the sun shines brightest again, when it comes back close to the earth, when the flowers start blooming and all of that. We do not honor January the 1st as the new year. We've been kind of like being real passive about it in years past, but last year we started to be bold. We started to be bold last year, and this year it's going to be even bolder. We will not be participating in that ritual at all. The new year starts on the first day of spring. That's in March. So yeah, so I will be taking care of myself, taking care of my body, honoring my peace, doing what nature does in the winter, hibernate. So, my hibernation will start after the honoring ritual of Laylim Layler. I'm thankful to have Purple Prodigy here to hold me accountable. When I say something, I say it to her, and I'm thankful to have her to hold me accountable and to say, okay, I thought you said you weren't gonna do this. What are you doing? So you lied. So you lied. And she does hold me accountable. So I'm thankful to have her here to be like, and it's so beautiful to see a healed version, a healed generation, because Anadia, Purple Prodigy doesn't smoke weed, they don't drink, they don't eat meat. They like boys, but they not dick hungry. They like to talk about the boys, but they're not sexually active. And we go through seasons. So, if she shifts or she changes, I want to support her in whatever shift or change she goes through. But Prodigy is such a blessing. It's such a blessing to be able to look in this mirror of myself and to be able to see a healed version of myself with everything that she has been through. I'm not going to tell her story. She can tell her story when she's ready. But those of us who were in the Purple Thought meetings, we know Anadia backstory and we know where she come from. And so those who were in the Purple Thought spaces know what Anadia was navigating. And for her to have been going through what she was going through, and for her not to eat meat, not to drink alcohol, not to smoke weed, and not to be sexually active is very powerful. She is a walking blessing. And I'm not gonna say me and her don't have our little because that's what you do with family. But it'd be so cute. It don't last long at all. Thank you, God got this. But such a beautiful spirit, such a joy to be around. Everybody enjoyed meeting her. Everybody enjoyed meeting her when we went to New York and she got a chance to meet, her family, her tribe. She met Pernisha. Pernisha loved her. She met Empathy. Empathy loved her. Bonnie loved her. Uhuru Evolve. Everybody loved her. Like that was just beautiful, to see that and to see this healed chapter for the nation, and for her to be able to be around me and not have judgment. Cause that's another thing when I get on that House of Tulips. Cause she tried to play in my face the last time we talked on the phone. She thought I didn't catch that little comment that she made when she said she don't do coke. She was really trying to take a jab. She really was trying to wear me out. And she thought I didn't clock it, but I did. But I'm not gonna get you. I'm not gonna get you right now, though. I'm not gonna get you right now, but I do want you to know it's coming. But I clocked that though. I want you to know I clocked that. I want you to know I clocked it. But nothing that I've ever chosen to do for my private and for my health has ever affected my work. It's never affected my service. It's never affected my ability to be able to show up for others. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, and more. And I didn't have $1 million in the budget. I took care of you for 6 months working at McDonald's and screwing Mexicans on the side. We're going to hold space for that. But we ain't going to get into that in this video. We're going to get into that in the full PowerPoint presentation because we're going to give a full breakdown. We're going to give a full analysis. Yes, ma'am. We're going to go in. But yeah, it's just such a blessing to be where we are right now, to be at this space in the work, to be in this space in my healing, and for the ancestors to have, sent me a mirror, sent someone to be a part of the work who is in the space that they're in is truly a reflection of the investment. And I would take one like this one than 30 of them other ones. Let's be clear. Because it's all about intentions. It's about a pure heart. It's about being invested. So I thank you, God Goddess, for the blessings. I thank you, God Goddess, for everything that we doing. I'm gonna continue to give y'all updates on because we have a trajectory. We have the presentation. I have a mural that I'm working on. I have an art installation that I'm working on. I have an art installation that I'm working on that I want to be done by the 20th. And the presentation is going to be on the 19th and the 20th. That's going to be virtual. Then after that, we're doing a blackout. We're doing a blackout. We're going into hibernation. The platform is going into hibernation, and it's going to be because it's been a lot. Like it's billable hours. I want y'all to understand. Putting out Bonnie's birthday celebration and the PowerPoint presentations that led up to that, setting up the channel. This is billable hours, in kind service. It's happening. It's happening. It's a lot of other stuff that I could talk about, but I don't exploit. That's not the chapter. That's not what we're on. But billable hours, honey, yeah, they're there. And bitch, I could spout them out like that. After I did the party, I took a day off and I woke up the next day and I was editing for 6 hours to put out the content that I put out that day. I started editing at 5 o'clock in the morning and I was editing till 11 o'clock to bring that birthday celebration and all of the content that I spoke about for the trans community during Trans Week. Lot of billable hours, lot of in-kind service. It's not for play over here. So after I take a break and I honor myself today because I need to finish cleaning up and unpacking. We got to do some grocery shopping. Tomorrow, I'm gonna start working on the installation and I'm gonna start working on the PowerPoint, the House of Tulips PowerPoint, where I'm gonna give you the full breakdown on that. We're gonna start from New Legacy, and since somebody else won't do it, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. It's not gonna be just me sitting in front of the camera rambling. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be an academic level presentation, like I did with the introduction to Purple Thought, just to let y'all know what I'm capable of. So I'm gonna take it a step further with this one. It's gonna be documented, and it's gonna live on this channel, and it might go on the website. But anyway, that we got that. I got the installation coming. I gotta finish the installation, and I gotta start preparing for the sacred thing that's gonna be happening on the 19th and the 20th. And then, like I said, we doing our blackout. We coming back next year. We want to have the website up and running again. And we want to have the podcast coming back for next year. So, there's gonna be a blackout. But I'm gonna try to give y'all something for the holidays. I may do a live video on Christmas Day. But if I do a live video on Christmas Day, the live video probably gonna look like this. I'm just letting y'all know. It might be giving this. This might be what y'all get for Christmas Day. Just to help y'all get through it. Because next year, that's where we're moving into. I am going to use this platform for when I need to vent about something. And I'm gonna try to thoughtfully vent like I did in this video. I'm gonna try not to drag dunk their body in junkyard, leaving a note around their neck, screaming badass little boy, oh he wants some, ain't that cold, use a hoe, Mr. Cole. I'm gonna try not to do that. Drag him from the river, dump his body in junkyard, leaving a note around his neck, screaming badass yellow boy, oh he wants some. I'm gonna try not to do that. I'm gonna try not to do that next year. But if the emergency presents itself, I want to hold space for a place to be able to vent and say what I need to say if it is someone attacking the work or the platform, or I'm feeling extremely passionate about something. But more so, what this platform will be is to promote the podcast and to promote the Laugh channel, the Laugh Productions channel, which will be more of a merger of AI, and we will not be physically present. So by 2027, the goal is just to hear our voices and to see AI likenesses, because we are merging with AI for the future of this platform, because AI is not new. Nothing is new under the sun. AI is ancient. They tell you it's artificial intelligence, but it's not artificial intelligence. It's ancient intelligence. It's been around for a long time. And some people have just released it, have released that spirit, released that energy, released that entity. And we need to work with it to make sure that it is not completely corrupted by people who are just greedy and want to use AI to serve their own selfish needs, and just to continue to build up capitalism and to further oppress us. And so we are going into, we ain't never been scared, belly of the beast type shit, period. Um, Forming a union with AI. So that's what the new channel is going to be about. It's going to be about AI, AI stories. It's going to display our collaboration with AI, how we're working with AI to tell more stories about Laylim Layler, about the Purple Nation, and just really cultivating and developing the lore, unlocking and remembering and resonating with ancient stories that were in our DNA, and bringing them out during this time of consciousness and awareness during the age of Aquarius. Like really, really just putting that storytelling, that lore, and that culture out there. That's what Laugh Productions is about. The foundation has already been set. And so in the future, this is going to be about promoting that. And then, because I'm still human, this is so if you want to look at it this way, this channel is the Old Testament. Laugh Productions is the New Testament for you Bible thumpers. This is the Old Testament where we was an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That bitch played with me and I read that bitch. They wanted to go to war, bitch, we went to war. This is the Old Testament. Laugh Laugh Productions is the New Testament. Okay? So if you need for those of you who need understanding, the Old Testament is still gonna be active, but the New Testament is where the majority of the work is gonna be going. The most thoughtful part of the work, it's gonna be curated. It's gonna be extremely thoughtful. It ain't gonna be, oh, bitch, I got a wild hair up my ass and I decided to jump in front of the camera and air a bitch hair. That's not what the New Testament is. The New Testament is gonna be. I sat with that for a little while. I had to marinate. I had to work on that for a little while. The Old Testament is, bitch. You, I got you where you, bitch. You played with me. This the Old Testament. We working on the New Testament now. Amen, and woman. Thank you, God, Goddess. And written, my Old Testament would be my old poetry, but my New Testament was the book that I published, Purple Thought. So this is the virtual version of Old Testament, New Testament. Laugh Productions is the New Testament. The podcast is a part of the New Testament. And in the New Testament, we're focusing less on visual and optics. We're leaning into sound. We're leaning into noise, because we're trying to move away from the superficialness that is associated with visual. Oh, look at her teeth. Oh, look at her nose. Look at her hair. Look at how she look. We're trying to move away from superficialness, and we're going into the voice. We're going into sound. We're going into not always being in human form. And AI allows you to do that. A man, a woman. And in closing, I want y'all to look at the picture that is the cover picture for this. I think I'm gonna try to put it behind me now. Let me see if I can do that. Green screen. Bitch, I want y'all to get into this. So I told AI to create this. So this is Thanksgiving and Christmas as hurricanes and tornadoes taking people money. Old people, young people, black people, white people, chubby people, skinny people. It is Thanksgiving and Christmas as hurricanes taking people money out their pockets. Look at the money going up into the hurricane. Look at the resources going up into the storm, bitch. Draining the people, taking their money. Good Thanksgiving and good old Christmas coming like storms, taking everybody money. This is why you will never force me to be mad at AI, because AI helps you to visualize and put a picture to what you're thinking in your mind. AI is like a gun. It's not the gun that's the problem. It's who got their hand on the trigger that's the problem. So you will never try to make me mad with AI, because I can use AI to bring visuals. I can use AI. It's the mind of the person who is using AI. I told AI I visualized something, and AI helped me to bring it into reality. It helped me to paint a picture of, as an artist, I love AI because AI helps me to quickly and effectively communicate stories that would have otherwise taken me. You know how long it would take me to attempt to paint something that closely resonates with this? You know how many hours? I told AI this, and AI gave me this in how many seconds? The picture that I did yesterday, the picture that I did the other day with the trans woman and the cis woman fighting each other. Like, AI is a beautiful tool, a beautiful partner, a beautiful collaborator if you use it wisely, if you use it honestly, if you use it with integrity. So you're not finna get me to not mess with AI and have me scared thinking that it's some doomsday stuff when AI is old, probably older than me. And that's on period, Pooh. And look at me and Nadia coming back home on the train yesterday. Oh, this is us coming back from New York on the train yesterday. The Purple Nation. On period, Boo. And this is a Nadia meeting her oldest sibling. Yes, we was at the vegan. We was getting slutted out at the vegan, baby. Ah. But yeah, we gonna go back to this image. But I wanted to show y'all that before we got ready to close. So we've done our prayer. We've given you all the updates that you needed. Giving you all updates. Y'all don't, oh, this hat. Yes, hat. Yes, hat. Down with the noun that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning Iangani Iyango Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God, goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Bound and round, both circle and square. We too speak life, so operations beware. Sending healing to those in despair. El Babosawa, which means we come in peace. No harm to any. Lelem lele. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of this day. How much money did I spend on Black Friday? Baby, I bought me some food on the train, bitch. That was it. Bought us some food on the train on the way back. That was it. But yeah, that was it, honey. We was on the train all day. We ain't spent shit. Ain't spent shit in those stores. Yeah, so continue to hold your mule, hold your pockets, hold your wallets. Double down on your freedom and your liberation, and remember that it comes with sacrifice. Amen, a woman. Amen, a woman. Okay. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your weekend. What today is? Today is Saturday. Okay. Lelem Lela Nation. Purple ones. Rise.